Like Amit ji is, I think, in his 80s. Ajay also will travel as a star beyond 80s. It is the entire film which is my favorite. So I was never in awe of any of the actors that I've worked with.
Yeah.
I was only in awe of my wife. See, how he overcomes the challenges. Life is full of challenges. And the trick of the trade is you've got to overcome the challenges. You shouldn't give up. Jackie did call me up, uncle, why are you releasing the film on this day? I said, see, this is something which probably destiny will play its own part. No entry would start sometime in December.
Okay.
It is with Varun, Arjun and Diljit. But this thought is there, it is there in this chip of mine in the brain, has Mr. India somewhere. Now, if I, as he alleges that I'm a cheat, I'm a whatever, I wouldn't have lasted for 50 years.
Yeah.
Now, tell me which producer has lasted for 50 years who is known as a cheat? You see the stature of a person who's been around for 50 years. Would he be cheating for this last payment after paying 1 crore 7 lakh rupees or 1 crore 4 lakh rupees?
Yeah.
The last payment के लिए उसको cheat करूँगा?
Hi guys, this is Himesh and welcome to Pinkvilla. Today we have with us Boney Kapoor sir, who is all gearing up for the release of Maidaan. Welcome to Pinkvilla sir, it's lovely having you here.
Well, it's always a pleasure talking to you, Himesh.
Thank you sir. Sir, it has been, I think we have done so many interviews, and all through the interviews one thing which has been common for last 4 years is your excitement for Maidaan. Now with, I think, almost a week to go, how do you feel right now?
As excited as I was 4 years back.
Yeah.
In fact, the excitement has reached the peak because I've seen the full film now.
Yeah.
And it is something which was worth its weight.
Yes. And so you were so confident about Ajay sir's performance in the film, and when I met Amit Sharma, he was like, initially he had his doubts, but the minute, I think 3 days into the shoot, and he was like, no one better than Ajay Devgn to play this part. He saw Singham transform into Syed Abdul Rahim. Were you ever skeptical of the casting, or were you always sure?
Never. No. I was always sure. Because the kind of intensity that he has in his eyes, the kind of voice that he has, the persona, he's got an unusual personality which can be molded into the characters he plays.
Yeah.
Now, whether it is Singham, whether it's Golmaal, whether it's Maidaan, whether it's this family-oriented film, Shaitan. So that is the reason for his longevity too.
Yeah.
He will last forever as long as he wishes to act. He is of that class.
True.
Like Amit ji is, I think, in his 80s. Ajay also will travel as a star beyond 80s.
Yeah. True. I mean, that versatility
that is there about Anil, that is there about Ajay.
Yeah.
I can't say that about so many others.
Yeah. True. The versatility in acting, even if you look at his filmography, it's there. He has done every kind of character which stands out. So that's there. We can make that out. And so, again, this is something which is a conversation in the industry. It takes a brave producer like you to back a film like Maidaan for so long. Anyone apart from you, and the film might not have reached the state where it is right now in terms of the production values. You stood by the film for so long. What gives you the conviction? What gives you that faith?
See, when I get into a project, I am totally convinced about it.
Yeah.
And when I'm totally convinced about it, I will go out of my way to see that my conviction comes on screen just the way I have heard it, just the way I've imagined it. And this is just the way I had imagined it when I first heard the idea from Akash and Joy.
Yeah.
And then when the script was being developed, I could imagine all these things which are there and more.
Yeah.
Of course, some scenes have been edited, some scenes have been trimmed. But more or less, this was something which I had imagined. But Amit has excelled. In fact, all the scenes which I had imagined are there, but they are there. He's taken it to a different level altogether.
And so you said you have seen the film. Which is your favorite scene of the film?
Throughout the film, I couldn't get my eyes off. And there is not a single moment where I got distracted in the film. So it is the entire film which is my favorite.
And this is the most special film that you have produced, I think, from all that I can sense.
Well, it is special in many ways.
Yeah.
Like Mr. India was special.
Yeah.
No Entry was special. Wanted was special. Judai was special. But this belongs to a different genre altogether.
Yeah.
So this becomes all the more special for me because it is contrary to what I've done so far.
Yeah.
And this reminds me of the childhood days that we spent in Chembur when me and Anil were the only two boys who would wear chappals.
Okay.
And goalposts बनते थे, एक तरफ मेरा और मेरे दोनों चप्पल रहते थे और दूसरी तरफ अनिल के दो चप्पल रहते थे.
Okay.
And invariably every third day, fourth day we used to lose our slippers. but they remained the goalpost.
Yeah.
Because there was nothing else. कुछ लोग पत्थर रखते थे.
Correct.
हम लोग चप्पल रखते थे. तो फुटबॉल हमने देखा है टाउनशिप कॉलोनी में तिलक नगर जो अभी कहलाता है, वहाँ पे ग्राउंड भी है बड़ा और बारिश के दिनों में फुटबॉल होता था.
Okay.
Football was a summertime game and then I've seen all the skids, I've seen all the players playing and we used to all enjoy watching the football.
Football game. Right.
But somehow cricket overtook
Football
in our country after 83 World Cup win. But this has taken me back to my days when I used to enjoy football.
Hello.
And the way Amit has shot football, it is amazing. It is, imagine he's got this set of players whom he trained for 1 year.
Yes.
There are some actors who trained as football players, there are some football players who trained as actors. Bunch of 20 people. And there were 2 trainers, football coaches. And that is the reason you will see them playing as professionals.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I've got this bunch of actors who've all excelled
In their craft.
in their craft and whatever they've done.
And so through your journey as a producer, you have worked with the biggest of the stars. I would say superstars. As a producer, what is the biggest challenge of working with a superstar? And does that challenge change when you are working with every person?
See, I worked with superstars, but I never got the feeling that they were superstars because they were normal with me and I was normal with them.
Okay.
So I was never in awe of any of the actors that I worked with.
Yeah.
I was only in awe of my wife, Sri. She
Yeah.
was the only superstar in whose awe I was.
Yeah.
Not because of the superstardom, but because I was in love with her.
Yeah. Correct. But so what are the challenges as a producer?
There are many challenges,
Yeah.
but you see, today a man is known by the kind of how he overcomes the challenges. Life is full of challenges. And the trick of the trade is you've got to overcome the challenges. You shouldn't give up.
Yeah.
That's my motto. I don't give up.
True.
And so far, I mean, thank God, thank to my parents' blessings and my family's good wishes, that I've got to do and got to make the film the way I wanted to.
Yeah.
So it's, and I mean, of course, there have been a couple of mishaps too. Kyu Ho Gaya Na and a couple of other mishaps.
Yeah.
But most of the films, maybe one or two a couple of them didn't do well. Out of my favorite films, like Shakti was something which was very close to me.
Okay.
But you see, unfortunately, it didn't shape out the way I expected it to shape out. It really pains me when I see the result not as good as what I'd imagined. But these are all part of life. You've got to accept as the way things are.
I think Millie was another film which
Very close to me.
Yeah.
Very close to me. Very close
It's such
to
a
me.
well-made film, but the results were.
See, I feel that was the time when we were just coming out of the lockdown.
Yeah.
And Millie didn't really have the conventional box office elements.
Yeah.
So perhaps that was the reason why it didn't have an initial draw. It didn't have the numbers. It didn't give the numbers that I had honestly expected. Although it remains a favorite of many people.
Yeah.
I mean, there are so many people when I travel by air. There are people who come and talk about it. There are air hostesses who talk about Janvi was so good in the film and all that. But the fact is, it didn't really fare well.
True. And so, as a producer, what are the projects that you are working on? You have done so many films down south. What can we expect on those front from you now?
Well, you'll expect a lot of films on all fronts.
Okay.
I will be doing, there's a slate of Hindi films, slate of Tamil films, maybe a film or two in Telugu, maybe a film or two in Malayalam, maybe a film in Kannada, and a Punjabi film.
Oh.
It may not happen simultaneously, but these are my thoughts that I want to make films in every language.
Okay.
I've done in Marathi, I've done in Bengali, I've done in Tamil, Telugu,
Hindi.
then Bengali I've done. So there are 5 languages that I've covered. So there are a few more languages that I would like to cover.
Okay, and we'll hear on that soon. And anything with Ajit that you are doing again, Ajit or
No,
Pawan Kalyan or?
No, not as yet. Not as yet.
Okay. And so, the film is releasing on Eid. How did you come up with this date, and what do you have to say about the clash that is happening?
See, I came up with this date because it's a holiday week.
Yeah.
And two films can be accommodated in a holiday week.
Yeah.
Like Oh My God and Pathan. Gadar.
Oh My God and Gadar, and Animal and Sam.
Sam Bahadur, or I mean, in the good old days, I don't know whether you were born then, there was a film called Bidai, Roti Kapda aur Makan,
Okay.
and Roti.
Okay.
एक राजेश खन्ना के साथ थी, एक ये मनोज कुमार की, अमिताभ मनोज कुमार and Shashi Kapoor, और एक थी ये बिदाई जितेंद्र के साथ.
Okay.
All three were blockbusters.
And released together.
Released together. Then again there was one more instance when Swarg Se Sundar and couple of other films had released.
Okay.
I remember Swarg Se Sundar, but I don't remember the other films which had released with them. But ये काफी बार ऐसा हुआ है. And then it's a good period. Who wants to miss a good period?
Yeah.
Obviously the intention was not to clash with them. I mean, it's not an ego thing that I want to prove myself. No. It is unfortunate that my film is ready. I have missed out on so many days, so many dates.
Yeah.
So I thought this is a better date.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Vashu is a very dear friend. It happens to release on the same day as this film is releasing. Jackie did call me up, Uncle, why are you releasing the film on this day? I said, see, this is something which probably destiny will play its own part.
Yeah.
I also wanted to cash onto these holiday period.
Yeah.
And I'm sure your film also will do well. There are times when both the films releasing on the same day, or especially on a holiday, I think they've done well.
True. Last year itself, we saw two such instances. I think Oh My God and Gadar, and Animal and Sam Bahadur. So yeah. And so there are two franchises of yours which are keenly awaited by everyone. One is No Entry. Can you tell us something? What's happening with that? I think you are revamping it with a complete new package.
No Entry would start sometime in December.
Okay.
It is with Varun, Arjun and Diljit.
Yeah.
We were to cast the girls. As soon as I'm through with this release, probably we'll check out on the girls, because there are 10 girls in the film.
Yeah.
And the other one is Mr.
India. Yes. That's a all-time favorite of everyone.
Well, much against most of the crew members who are with me, because they feel Sri is not there anymore, Amarish Puri is not there anymore, Satish is not there anymore, and Shekhar has gone to a different world. How can you attempt Mr. India again? But this thought is there, it is there, in this chip of mine in the brain has Mr. India somewhere. And I have been offered by a very big studio, okay, me, Z and that studio will collaborate and make the picture.
Okay.
And he says budget is no criteria. Let's get to make this film.
Okay.
So perhaps maybe in the next year or two you will hear more of Mr. India.
Wow, I hope that happens. I think an entire new generation will be reintroduced to, I think, our original superhero, Indian superhero.
Yes, the first film.
Yeah. That was a rage. I think I was born in 94. I think 6 साल का हुआ तब से film देख रहा हूँ. तब से Mr. India I have seen so many times on TV and everywhere. So it's a part of our ecosystem. Anyone who watches film. So.
Well, I knew you would grow up to see that film and fall in love with that film. That was one of the main reasons why I made that film.
Right. And so talking of Maidaan, you are working with Amit Sharma for the second time. How has your equation evolved with him over the years, and do you plan to do more things with him?
Yes, very much more things with him, and my relation with him is absolutely extraordinary.
Yeah.
In fact, Arjun teases me. He says that he's your real son and I'm the adopted one. Amit is a very, very decent guy, first of all.
Yeah.
And he's as passionate about his work, be it a film, be it an ad that he makes.
Yeah.
And so am I. I'm passionate about the work that I do.
Yeah.
He's very, very dear to me. He's very, very close to me. And we have a bonding which is like a father and son.
And so before we sign off, last words on Maidaan. What can people expect from the film? Can you say that in brief?
Well, they should expect a good film, a very good film, an honest film, and film which will take them back to how this game evolved in India thanks to this coach.
Yes. And when will we get to see it?
You'll get to see it soon. Yes. It's a matter of 10 days the film will release.
Yes.
But I promise you will see it before it releases.
And so, I was just reading one article about some person who has alleged that kuch 1 crore ka payment is pending on the camera and all those things. What do you have to say about that?
See, first of all, his entire bill was about 1 crore 70 lakhs.
Yeah.
He's been paid 1 crore 7 lakhs. 63 is balance.
Okay.
He's met me a couple of times and I told him before the release you will get it.
Yeah.
When the film is complete, the cash flow is all, plowed back into the post-production of the film.
Yeah.
And he was okay. Now, if as he alleges that I'm a cheat, I'm a whatever,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have lasted for 50 years.
Yeah.
Now, tell me which producer has lasted for 50 years who is known as a cheat?
No one.
Huh?
And you are an independent producer, तो बहुत ही
And
कम.
would you come to interview me or talk to me if I was a cheat?
No.
So, good luck to him. And I feel he's just being unfair by hurling this accusation. My other vendors are all, calling me and some of them messaging me, saying that we are with you, whatever. Yeah, this is something which he must be having some compulsions.
Yeah. So how do you react? Do you get upset when people go in the media and say such things about?
Well, you see, definitely it pinches you. Okay, this is totally uncalled for.
Yeah.
Imagine, you see the stature of a person who's been around for 50 years. Would he be cheating for this last payment after paying 1 crore 7 lakh rupees or 1 crore 4 lakh rupees?
Yeah.
The last payment के लिए उसको cheat करूँगा?
Of course not.
हाँ, जिसके 1 crore 70 में से 1 crore 4 या 1 crore 7 लाख मैं दे चुका हूँ. तो last पैसे खा जाऊँगा मैं. You can ask the people who worked with me.
Yeah.
I had run into trouble when No Entry had released.
Yeah.
There were people who were paid in 1 year's time their balances
Oh.
with a thank you note
For
cooperating with
Yeah.
me. So, for him to go out and say this, I don't know how many people believe that, but definitely it makes news.
Yeah.
I'm a soft target. So, okay. Maybe he is getting this 1 minute glory by giving interviews and by giving all this thing. So, good luck to him.
Yeah, but I'm sure people trust you. Like, I trust you completely. So I'm sure a lot of people, even in the industry, know that this is all a.
Yeah. So it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. This is something which maybe, as I told you, he had some compulsions.
True. On that note, thank you so much, sir. Lovely speaking to you and best of luck.
Lovely speaking to you. As usual, बोलना चाहिए.
As usual.